about this issue of treasurer. I mean, the treasurer is Komala is the treasurer.
Yeah.
No, don't personalize.
No! What do you mean? Forget! I'm going to mention it. I want to talk about Komala now. Everyone Shebai.
Don't do it.
You said
Straight. Everyone Shebai. Tomato Lima Kimi. I'm going to talk straight. See, about this Komala issue. But boy, I don't understand. If I talk straight, I hear a gap. Komala is song by you are and give excuses on his gear. He's not taking. This is a guy who party Toshe. Even party Toyabeti set member at Phil Shaw is always there. I bet we're going to treasurer of an association. Shababa barely. But party no. Even last week, the man, you know, 60th birthday, he was there. What are you telling me? Financial situation, everything. Over there, man, say, but I'm
bank.
Dalowa, the custody that they give it by account. Custody Dalowa. What are you talking? But the people of room money, what's up for president go more financial status the association? Is that true?
That's false.
Are you the secretary?
No.
What I meant is not peculiar to your sex.
Yes.
That is why we are talking general. Government College Ibadan is a special institution. If something is not going properly, we have to address it.
Exactly.
And you must address it.
Yes, sir.
Because we should be shining light. Others should follow. We cannot be somewhere and you find things going wrong. You don't complain. So if things are not properly done, people have to mention, people have to address, and it must be corrected.
Yes, sir.
So, because I only met a bit of it, I came in with AOB. If it's about financial something and financial security is not here, you write a letter to him. He must be here next meeting. You compel him. The president must compel him. Or those in charge. He must be here. The next meeting. First of all, you can have a conversation with him. Tell him there is a meeting that we are holding on so is it convenient for you? Because you must be there. And that if you're not there, certain resolutions may be taken that you may not be palatable to you. That will leave your integrities at stake. You say things, in government college we don't joke with when it comes to issues of money or something like that. We want to be clean, we want to be above board. No. We always believe we want to be above board.
Seriously.
And that is why, if I may add this, because I'm a politician by vocation, that is why some people say that we've not been able to go far in politics. Because you want to be able to walk tall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You walk tall, there's a local. Just here, a typical this guy say, because how would they, your mate say you it's a disgrace to you, to your family, to whatever you stand for. Incidentally, the three brothers, were three boys in my family. The whole three of us when came to government college. So it's an institution and that's to me up to today the best educational institution I ever attended. Even in Greenman University or primary schools that I attended, the GCI was the best of the best. And whatever we are today, we owe it to that school. So if there are certain things that we don't find, let us address it. But let us address it in the civilized form. We give the person the benefit of the doubt. We tell the person that come and defend yourself, come and correct what you have, but we cannot allow the whole thing to just stay unresolved. It must be resolved. So by being given that opportunity he to want to make amends. I'm sure he will make amends. So I think that's what I can offer to that aspect. But it's not peculiar to your set. It's in every set. In my own set, you will not be surprised. In my own set, we could even be more.
I guess I said the final thing that I want to raise is around the financials again, if you look around the world, every time we're doing like maybe a reunion or there's something to do around October, we reach out to global audience for contribution. So around that, leading up to October, there's always a lot of footprint around, we need this, we need that. But once we get the donations in, for people that are on the ground, they can see exactly where the money is going. You know, a few times I've been on the ground myself, so I know exactly all the hard work, all the good things that are being done with this money. But if somebody is in America or UK somewhere, if somebody is not actively giving them that feedback, it's almost like this money just goes and disappears in there. So when people are not asking questions, if somebody asked me in the UK that, you collected like £300 or whatever last year, what did you do with that money? I'm not going to automatically assume that they're accusing me of fraud or anything. It's just a genuine interest in, and if you can give them adequate answer, I bet for the next time around, they will be extremely happy to help again. So, and that's the thing, when it comes to this state financial, I think we need to try and encourage a situation where, whether it's quarterly, whether it's monthly, I don't know, whichever you decide can say this in the Constitution. People need to, at least give some sort of feedback around this is money coming in, this is money going out. It's all about transparency at the end of the day.
I cannot direct that question to the president because he is not the treasurer. You are talking of somebody that has stepped into this office for the past 1 year. He has never, for once, been at the meeting. You are talking that I should call him if I have anything to him. No, wait. Excuse
Stop it, please. Let's talk. We are not
Stop. When it's time for you to
please. I can never and I will never be friends to everybody. I want to go against what Buki said. Yes, I cannot be friends to everybody. I have my friends and Mr. Self. By the fact that Pay is not around, I don't have that right to call him. He should be at the meeting. We have issues on the account. We have issues on the account. I paid throughout last year. There was never a time that I will come to the meeting and I will pay. Throughout, my name is not mentioned there. And will I throw the question to the said chairman? No. Excuse me, sir. I am moving a motion. And the motion is this: if he is not satisfied with the job he has sworn to take up, he should relinquish the post.
Sorry? No, wait.
Let me tell you, if the said president is not a signature, he cannot to back and half of it. If anybody is not a signature, you can't. You will have no right. But if the accounting officer, at any point in time, I want to get a check. Let me walk straight to bank.
You see what is happening?
That's my own point. What I feel, the treasurer, the first head, and the second president.
My suggestion, I see no reason why the state chairman should be a signature.
Okay.
The reason being, you see, you cannot be the president and be the finance minister. Just like Alaji asked our chairman earlier, do you sign checks? No, you don't. Your job is chairman, you oversee things, right? Okay, definitely we have to change signature every 2 years. Fine, we have to do that. Whoever is the financial secretary and somebody else, you see, it's not fair for humanity's sake. It's not fair for the president, whoever the chairman is, to have all that power for checks and balances. Apart from that, let's take that aside. And let's look at the other reasons. Like I said, the president of Nigeria is not the bank president is not Sami. So there's no reason for that. You know, he has other jobs. So who should have jobs? The financial secretary, whoever, give us suggest. I'll say the financial secretary. The social secretary.
Let him talk now.
Anybody who is not a member of the EXCO, any member that is not a member of the EXCO, that's right.
I just have a few issues. I mean, considering what most of us have talked about. First thing is, I noticed that we really don't have too many disagreements concerning other signatories. I think the bone of contention is actually about the chairman. So I think the bone of contention is the chairman. And my suggestions or my observations is that someone talked about it being the chairman's prerogative whether he wants to sign or not. I don't think that's a correct position. I think what we're trying to do now is whatever the Constitution says is what should be obtained. Exactly, is what should be obtainable. You know, so that's number one. Number two is someone also raised the point about what if we have a state chairman that is of dubious character or whatever. If we look at this constitution, I noticed there was a section that talked about us making sure we elect people responsible people.
So the president will most likely.
You know, it means if we are now talking about whether the president is chairman responsible or not, it means we have not done ourselves. I mean,
we have not done
a good job coming from the previous sections. That's number two. Number three is someone also talked about checks and balances. And my question is, if this check that is being signed doesn't get to his table at all, how does he check it? If it doesn't get to him at all, how does he check it? Yeah, someone raised the issue of background. I beg to differ. I'll say it, please. I beg to differ comparing this association with background because there are two different structures entirely. Two different structures. You just cannot compare. He has paid workers under him that work for the government.
I just think we've been lucky in the past, the immediate present, that had people of integrity to serve us as set chairman. But peradventure is otherwise in the future. How do we check? So I feel the set chairman should not be a signatory. Because
so who should be
just
don't just provide, don't just say no.
Why I'm saying this is probably the vice chairman, or I don't know how many people have to sign on our chairman. Yeah. Probably the vice chairman, the treasurer, general secretary. For me, because I just think it's like a check. Just like I said earlier, I started with, we've been lucky to have people with integrity leading us. But what will happen if, for instance,
that's a good point.
Thank you, I came late. I'm standing on the The matter of signatory is direct. Don't let us mix it together.
Okay.
Thank God we have His Excellency, Honorable Tunde Oladipo, and they have signed payments of no matter how small, no matter how large. The ball ends on the table for approval. And once they approve, that's the approval.
You sign checks?
Once you approve it like that, it turns to cash. So, principle of doing the instrument, as the finance people will say, is not. You see, like Rudy concept earlier, checks and balances. I can be Sunday that will go tomorrow. I can be there and I will look at, okay, I can call everybody. Once I know, okay, my signature is one of one, I'll find someone else's signature and clone it. And I go with it. You are the exchequer's checker.
You said chairman is
exchequer's checker.
Okay. That's the top of it.
Yeah, when everybody signs, you still have a look. Okay, is it in accordance to my approval? Finish.
So in your only terms.
In clear terms, let the whosoever will be the said chairman just check the payment. We just have to sign.
So who should sign?
Who should sign? The financial controller, who should be the treasurer, should sign. And his deputy, two of them. Or if and or his deputy, then one vice president.
Thank you very much. There's no contention about who else. That one. We will not take somebody on the floor to be part of it. That one is out of it. So I think the two other people that everybody seems to agree with is either the finance office, the secretary, general's office. I'm using office now because we need to tweak it and say, okay, one of them, right? And then the contention can always be the said chairman, whether the said chairman should be a signatory to it. But it looks like the majority of the House is actually agreeing that the said chairman should be a signatory. Not so signatory.
No way.
Not so signatory. Not able to sign without the consensus of the EXCO. Yes. And it is like mandates always say A plus B. Okay. So A will be A will not be treasurer. A will be secretary. A will be that's
motion right now to do it. No. Even Kunle was saying right now that we should have a separate account where we will pay money to. Why should we not talk about that? That's why I said a separate one. The issue is this. That's why you were dancing. Let me say this. We are in the middle, guys. We are in the middle of an anniversary program. Payments have been made into the two accounts of the set. We are not giving a financial report of the reunion, and we want to do a motion to close an account or no, that is not the way it is done.
And all protocol to be observed.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, and let me be sincere with all of you. As we stand, the chairman has floated our constitution right away.
Yes.
We have adopted
The constitution
and the constitution says you can move in a general meeting. You can move a motion.
Yes.
Close or open an account. Now
He has only given us a reason why. So, first of all, we would like to, first of all, thank God, for Johnny Mercies. This is we have said it several times, this is a historic visit, first of all, into the city of Abuja, as a set, together like this. It's very difficult to try and stage a replica of this same trip again. So let's enjoy the uniqueness of this trip. That's the first thing. On the second note, we're very pleased to be here today, on behalf of the whole class as a whole, not just ourselves now, coming to visit our colleague, our esteemed colleague that is very, very dedicated to the cause of our sets, to the cause of the school, the cause of the alma mater, and that we know that 40-something days ago he was bereaved of his sweetheart and lovely wife. It is with honor again that we come here, congregate together. There's no point coming to Abuja without being here. Exactly. That's why we're here. Exactly. And the objective is to see the family, see the children, and
have a personal touch to where Ario is operating from and express our heartfelt condolences. Heartfelt condolences once again to you, to the children, and we pray that the Lord God will give you the strength, the fortitude, the wisdom to bring these children up, you know, in the way that both of you have been going. Of course, things have changed, but there's a path, like you said. Our mom are law school, so they are back here, and you are now playing two roles: the father, the mother, and the Lord will teach you how to play. Amen. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, our guests, our hosts, for this unique opportunity. It's big for all of us. And, thank you very much.
We forget about ourselves, and then the standard of living drops. I'm sure that some of us know the kind of people that used to drive around in exotic cars in those days. And nowadays, when you are going past, you know, a bus stop or something, you actually see them waiting for public transport. And we wish and desire that that will not be our lot. What has happened to a lot of them is that the standard of living dropped. Okay? So as much as we are considering our future, thinking of our children and our spouses, we should also think about ourselves. So that throughout our lives, until we get very, very old and it doesn't make any meaning to us anymore, the standard of living is maintained and it never really drops. Okay? And how are the ways by which we can go about this? We've all heard about the 4 quadrants. Rich Dad, okay, Robert Kiyosaki, he actually said that at a minimum you have to have 4 sources of income. For some reason, I hear that it's actually scriptural. I don't know if there are pastors amongst us, but I've heard that it's actually scriptural. That at a minimum you must have 4 streams of income, okay? So that at some point in time, 2 or 3 of those things will actually be like passive income. So that whether you're at work or at play or whatever you're doing, money is coming in. So what I'm going to encourage us to do is that whatever it is we are doing now, if you have 1 stream of income, try and stretch it to 2. If you have 2, try and stretch it to 4. And there's nothing that says that you cannot take it beyond that. So I'm just going to give you some of the things I have done to have alternative streams of income. Some of them I still do, some of them I'm not doing anymore. And there are ways by which we can go about it. So you could actually be a part of an investment club. What happens is that there's this big idea that requires 100 million or maybe 20 million to start up. You don't have 20 million to drop, but if there are, say, like 5 of you or 10 of you, you know, that can drop the 20 million, what it means is that you become part of something without actually dropping a huge amount. You understand? And then you become part of it. And there's wisdom in the aspect of being part of, instead of owning 100% of one thing, you now own 10% of a bigger thing, you know. Maybe the next goal, you need to repackage how you are presenting it to the floor. Because if people are not keen into the program, it's either they don't understand or they can't just figure it out. So maybe we should look at that, okay? Because everybody knows insurance, yeah, you pay for it, but the gain at the end of the day pays the beneficiary. So I think maybe you should harness the way and probably all the things that the insurance will cover.
Exactly.
Maybe each individual can see what he can key into and believe in it. Because I think it's a case of belief now. But that is up to you guys to really find a way of presenting it, representing it. You will not get tired. So people understand that, okay, this is a must. It's not an option.
Thank you, Oliver. And that is why we say
good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I just want to use this opportunity to
share like my background experience when it comes to things like this. You know, I used to work in the oil and gas, right? And basically, we have standards of operation, right? Every time we meet, we talk about standards, safety, best practices, etc. But you see, people always disobey standards. People always do the shortcuts. People always feel as if, I'm used to this thing, I'm not going to get hurt anymore. And I, as a person, almost fell into the same trap. But one guy was Nigerian. He was the trading school manager in the United Kingdom. He sat down and said, guys, I'm not addressing you as the manager, I'm addressing you as peers. Let me tell you the truth. Every one of our standards is written in blood. He said, yes. Listen, every one of our standards is written in blood. How? He said, because as humans, when you educate and educate and educate, we don't learn. But when somebody, when there is bloodshed, everybody sobers, and we realize that, there's something we need to prove. They will quickly write down whatever happened and cause that incident. So that it will not happen where we are. I think that's the same thing I'm seeing here. Because we haven't seen the scenario play out where somebody will be in dire need of either funds, of either immediate support, especially. You understand? We're not tying the value of the payout to a human life. No, it's not worth it. You understand? A human life is worth more than whatever the amount they're going to pay. But the whole idea is that you see that moment it happens. It comes knocking on your door. Anybody, you, me, him, her, young, she, he. We eat, we can't tell. Yes. We cannot tell, we can never tell. You understand? It's a selection process that humans have been trying to figure out for as long as we've lived. We were in the car just now and we were driving. Sweet, where are you? What did you say? Oh no, get married. You'll be more killer, so no. Kò sígbà tí ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ á ṣe máa rí mẹ́rin láti ra wa. Àdúrà kan máa ń gbà ní pé kọjọ́ ṣe kí ni. Kó jìnà síra. Kó jìnà síra. Ọdún kó tún jìnà síra. Ṣé you understand? So at the end of the day, bàbá tó lówó ò ní fẹ́ kú. Death is a sacrifice or is a price that we all have to pay. But what we are saying about insurance, whether health, whether life, we have to look at the options too and say, what exactly do we want, health or life? You understand? Because when you look at it, we have reached that age where one by one, health challenges will start setting in. We have crossed 40. What's in Shelley? Àwọn tó tún tàn,
some people call me. Plus, can you say? So guys, we have reached that age, yes. We have reached that age where, you know, that acceleration in strength has slowed down, and we are it's a law of diminishing returns. It's like that. Let us face our reality. Let us tackle this thing head on. We are a bunch, big Ìgbálẹ̀. Igi kan Ìgbálẹ̀, Ìgbálẹ̀. Kò tí ẹ̀ lè gbá kankan. This collective
it's true. Otoni, this collective camaraderie that we have, you understand? Let us take advantage of it. Yes, sir. We are united. We've had our differences. You understand? We have the conflict, but our differences are not more than what brings us together. Yes.
No, sorry, that's not the insurance issue. I'm part of a company that offers insurance.
Olani, please do it, Daddy.
I'm part of a company that offers insurance services. And honestly, you see, because, and I'll say this in Yoruba, and I want you to understand. I'm also one of my carry labu, prayer, labu power. Whether you like it.
One now, please.
But Tilabu Bawa, have you prepared for Labu's coming? Which is what the Labu's coming. That is what insurance is about. Sorry, so that I can talk.
Watch it, you're going to wait up. Watch me.
We get it wrong. You don't understand something, and it makes it a bit difficult.
Hey,
insurance. Insurance, insurance, motor, life insurance, health insurance. Lack of understanding is the greatest undoing of a lot of us. If you understand what it is, you can be paying insurance for the next 20, 30 years, and nothing will happen to you, and nothing will happen to us.
Amen. Amen.
However, let me tell you what happened. I have 2 or 3 occasions or issues. Otinso insurance, Otinso, my father-in-law, the man has a beautiful machine, E-Class. Baba yẹn ti sọ insurance, oh, yeah, it is so, yeah, no accidents. Èrò ọ̀pá ni. Bí bá ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ E-Class yẹn kò lè recover. Meanwhile, if I look at insurance, at least 75% or 80% of whatever the cost of the car is. So don't let us trivialize, minimize, and if you're doing for your car, don't do third party. Third party, you can't pay more than 5,000. No, the money that I will pay is for the car that you eat, not your own. So it is understanding or lack of it that makes people think, oh, insurance, insurance, is a car, as a man who go so don't let us extremely important. And somebody said maybe we should make it compulsory. I wouldn't agree to that. You know why? Because it is a voluntary, unless you don't have the understanding and what it is. We can, I'm not saying we shouldn't, but let each individual understand that
exactly.
It is for you and not for anybody else. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm sure that's one of the reasons the federal government also tried to restructure the insurance business in Nigeria as it's operated. And even now, there's this emphasis on health insurance, even from the federal government. Now, it's becoming very serious. We need to look at it beyond just the health provision.
Or the after.
Yes, it's probably needs to be a lot more encompassing. And then people, over time, we need to keep reminding people and educating people. We can't get tired of it. I think at this point, considering our age and everything, we need to keep re-emphasizing it. We can't get tired. No, keep that man so if the chips are down and Omoluabi can now not gain from that, you will understand that for what I'm opposed to more songs. So I think that is what we need to do. Make it, and then the policy we are looking at, because I read stuff on the forum during the course of the week, and everybody was like, oh, if the insurance thing was available, maybe this guy will have been able to tap. But what we have with this is probably not accommodating. Exactly. So that's why I think it's a good reason now to actually look at the broader scope of insurance policy. And I think it's worth it.
Thank you very much. Because what they have said is the kind of voice of courage, voice of wisdom that this association requires to move forward. Because it's important for us to be pulling in the same direction. I want to challenge everybody, I want to dare anyone here, and I stand to be corrected. The policy that we have currently is the cheapest you can ever get as an individual. People have called me, how can I do this on my own? I say you cannot do this on your own. And one of the reasons why we are having that conversation around the policy, or why we bring it to bear, is that when you guys completed the business contact database, I realized that out of the 52 people that decided to respond in completing that questionnaire, very few are working where they get cover. And I said to myself, what can this association do to make available a kind of cover for some of us that are self-employed? Because what you had on that list are people saying they are businessmen. What they are doing as businessmen, we don't know. How they are recording their revenues, the structure of their business, their profits and every other thing. When we had a conversation in one of the meetings last year, a lot of people cannot even articulate to us what exactly are they businessing. But we felt that, look, God has helped us in this set. Yes. People came up, they created this platform, and all of us that have been dispersed in so many areas, we are coming together. Now, from the conversation and the contribution of my pioneer chairman, he's talking about health insurance. That health insurance, you can go subscribe to it individually, and we can also do it as a group. But I can tell you, on your own, you cannot do that health insurance. You can't. Not the health. That's what I'm saying. On your own, you cannot. There's a minimum requirement. There's a minimum. Hold on, sir. I'm coming. I will allow you to talk, Oliver. So you, on your own, you cannot. But as a body, we can do it. And when we do it, it allows us to have access to the kind of cover that we cannot get for ourselves on an individual basis. Very true, sir. So it brings down the unit cost of accessing the same quality of care, as an individual. Which goes back to the understanding of what it is. You understand? So that is one. The second issue is about the funding. And one of the ideas that have been coming on the table is that two things. If you remember at the July meeting, we said that probably we need to move the commencement date. You remember that conversation? Away from when people have to pay school fees. Now, another one that has come up is that, look, can we make the cost of the premium for this policy a first line charge on anniversary contributions? Because the only time we get to have money in bulk is when people contribute for the anniversary. And we say, okay, we know that our premium is 311,000. We remove the 311,000, and based on our projects or any other thing we want to do on the balance of money that is below, it's a suggestion. And just to say, look, how do we get the, because the issue is this, if you ask people to be paying 8,200 for instance, they won't pay it in bulk. And if you don't pay your premium in bulk, you can't have the cover.
One house, please. One house.
Sir, I think it's a very good day and time to really say this. Yeah. I'm anti-Ju Arawa. There are certain things that if it's mandatory, let us make it mandatory and compulsory. Fantastic ideas, people are not killing it. But if it's a case of, in as much as you are part of it, you have to kill it. I think that is what people should look at to present that, okay, this thing is not an option.
It's not negotiable.
Ticket.
The fingers are not equal.
Yes, it will never be equal. But
What we
the ESCO to fine-tune certain things. My fellow club members, we want to assure you that there are certain things which you can do, but you have to make it easy on us. Because just like I said, we have but you need capacity, but I need that.